Hello, hello everybody. Angie here. I'm coming on with a Saturday morning behind the scenes make for you guys today. I was inspired by this make by a young lady here, creator here on YouTube. And I will put her information in the description box below so you can check out her technique and her style of doing this make. I have seen and have done things kind of similar. We all like to use sewing and stitching in our projects, in our junk journals, and torn papers and different things like that. So it's kind of along that take. Her make was much grungier and absolutely beautiful. Mine, I was keeping it a little bit lighter and springy and summery and a little bit kind of crisper and neater. With that being said, let me bring to you my style and I'll walk you through what I did of what she called paper netting. I've never really seen this type of process before, but I am in love, guys. Here it is. Let me make sure I am in frame. And let me see if I flip this over. Hold on. Maybe to see it a little bit better. Yeah, that works a little bit better, huh? Or let me turn it this way. How about that? That's a little better. Yeah. Okay, guys, look at this yumminess. The process is you take a piece of paper and you stitch it. You run your stitches in both directions, vertically and horizontally. Straight stitch, wonky stitch, zigzag stitch, wavy stitch, as much however you want to do it, and go in both directions. Okay, then after you've done that, you Mod Podge both sides of that piece of paper. You let it dry and you put a second coat of Mod Podge on that same piece of paper. So 2 coats, okay? Once that thoroughly dries, you want to go in and remove the odd squares in your piece. She tore it and left a rough edge, like I said, a rough edge, and she did hers like a grungy look, where this, I wouldn't really call it grungy. And once I did a couple squares, I realized just how time consuming this process is. So to try, and I do use the word lightly, try, save a little bit of time, I used a X-Acto knife and just cut straight all the way around those squares. Still beautiful, I still love it, saved some time, but it's a process for this make, guys. It is a process, you can't rush through it. Okay, but you will absolutely love the effect. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. And after I cut out my squares, I went around with a little bit of ink because she used 1 piece of paper, okay, and Mod Podge both sides. I wanted a different look on the opposite side, so I used 2 pieces of paper. And look at that. So by using 2 pieces of paper, and I glued the 2 together, it strengthens the piece quite a bit, okay? So I only did 1 coat of Mod Podge. Now with her, she did 2 coats, but she only used 1 piece of paper. So you can, if you want to try this technique, you can kind of play with it and see what works best for you. But 1 coat of Mod Podge was enough for me with the 2 pieces of paper. But look at that difference. Look at how stunning that is. Okay, so this was my first one. It was my kind of like my prototype, my test one, and I love it. Okay, used a vintage piece of music book page and a digital on the other side. Okay, then I was like, okay, I don't want to remove all that many squares, so I just hit and missed a few here and there. Love it. Okay, so then the next one I said, okay, I'm going to play around. So then the next one I did, took an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and I did another one. Okay, I did those kind of wiggly squiggly lines both directions, 1 coat of Mod Podge, but I made the squares just a little bit smaller. Okay, and again, it's a process. It takes time. This is not a project that's you're gonna be done really, really quickly. It takes time to complete it, but again, you're gonna love the final result. So then I thought, okay, I'm just going to remove a few of them. And I think I'm going to use this as like a journal cover. I think that would be gorgeous. Look at that. And I didn't do any on the back, just the front. Just for interest. Isn't that cool? Love it. Okay, so that was my second one. Then I had another one. Where is it? Oh well, it's not here. Then I said, well, to do one like her, here's the third one I did. And I took my time. This took a lot of time. And I literally did every single other square, every other line. And look at how fun that is. Oh my gosh, absolutely stunning. Love it. Sturdy, pliable. Now on this one, I chose to leave the middle untouched, no removed squares, because again, I'm going to use this as a journal cover or a signature cover, and I need some strength in the middle spine area for when I sew that in, okay? But I did all the others. But look at that yumminess, guys. Oh, so fun, so fun, so beautiful. You're gonna love it. It's called paper netting, or it's what she called it. I've never seen this exact technique. Like I said, I've removed pieces here and there, and I've done stitching, but this actual, I've done paper weaving, but this technique I have never completely tried, and I love it. Absolutely stunning. So again, this is going to be either a signature cover or a journal cover. I'm not sure which. Then I said, okay, let's do something along those lines with a smaller piece of paper. So I took an 8.5 by 11 and I cut it in half. And I did a couple makes for you guys. And I just did some really simple tablets. Here's one. Again, I did smaller squares with the little wavy lines throughout, okay? And look at that. I put some kind of rose gold paper behind it, just to shimmer and shine. Look at how stunning that is. Isn't that pretty? And then I chose that because I had this rose gold kind of lace trim here, border trim. And I think that complements it really, really well. Put a little piece of white lace underneath to separate the two colors. I adorned it with a few butterflies and some iridescent kind of beautiful flat back little pearls. And look at that, guys. Isn't that nice? And I did one in each direction. So this one just folds out like a book. Okay. And then there's your tablet. Okay. And on this one, I used the old vintage style file fasteners. So I can actually remove these papers if I want to keep them or once they've been used and refill this particular tablet. Okay. And then on the back, it's just plain with the prettiness there. Just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And this tablet is, what, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's half of the 8.5 by 11. Okay. And then this one I did a little bit different, so you can kind of get a little different feel on each. I did just random squares on this one, and I did just the front. Okay, and I chose to put some little red flat back pearls on this one as well, just randomly in some of the corners that were stitched. Put a little piece of white lace. I put a white lace closure on there. And then I did a cover to, let me put that bead down. Hold on a second. Because you want some, you know, pretty background behind this paper weaving or paper netting. There we go. Put that back in its place. Okay, so then you see the pretty paper there, and that's just kind of like a cover, okay? And then you get into the tablet. And I think I've said this before, I have a whole lot of this green copy paper, and I'm just using it up in different tablets and different projects, okay? And then the back, I did not do any of the removing of the squares on the back. It's got a cherry blossom digital, and I thought that was really pretty. I put a couple heart eyelets for the closure and just tie it off down at the bottom. Isn't that pretty? And again, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this one opens up this way, and I did this one to open up this way, just for a different interest. I really like this one. Oh, stunning. and then this one. So I just thought I'd show you just a little idea of a couple makes. I plan on making many, many, many more of these, and they'll be great for journal covers or signature covers or little covers for notebooks. You could make them, make envelopes with them. You can do them with tags. You can do them with just so many different things. Let your imagination run wild and have fun with this, guys. You're going to actually love the process of this. So, so cool. I love it. But again, if I could give you one tip, it does take time. You have to do the sewing. That's a process. Just doing the sewing, that's time consuming. And then doing 1 or 2 coats of Mod Podge on both sides. And you got to let each one dry completely. So that's going to take time. And then the removal of the squares, depending on how many you want to remove. Okay, that's a choice of yours as well. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of variety. Here's one with every other one. Here's one with some larger squares, just with a few hit and miss ones there. And then here's one with just a little bit removed off of the top and then off of the back, just like these. Okay, so I just saw that. I had to try it, and I had to share that with you guys. I hope you guys like the process. Let me know what you think. I hope you guys like the quick little makes that I did. And that's all I've got for you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stopping by. If you found something of value, please hit that subscribe button. Again, I will leave the other lady's information in my description box so you can check out her video. And I will see you again really soon. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.